Hello, this is Mansi from Mansi Makes, and today I'm going to be creating a scene with Colorado Craft Company's newest release. I just love these illustrations by Anita Jaram, and every time they come out with a new release, I feel like I've fallen more in love with this release than the previous one, which is not possible, but it keeps happening. So anyway, I decided to use this particular stamp that has 3 images of a dog, and I just loved this one of this dog on a ball. I initially thought I would paint this ball yellow, and that's how I started out, with just putting water and adding some yellow. And then I thought, you know what? I don't want it to be a solid color. I want it to be a rainbow beach ball. And so I just took a water-soluble colored pencil, made those lines on the ball, and started putting in rainbow colors. Now this is my second attempt at painting with Daniel Smith watercolors. I, as you know, don't have any watercolors, proper watercolors. I've just been using Distress Ink re-inkers, which is my preferred way of watercoloring, and Derwent Inktense pencils. I have done Corinne markers, and I recently just started experimenting with some acrylic inks, but I never owned proper watercolors. So I figured I'd start with a sample set. There's a whole lot of fuss around Daniel Smith colors, and people who start coloring with these watercolors swear by them. So I just wanted to see what the fuss is all about. And so for my birthday this year, I decided to spend $25, which is a lot considering that I had said I won't be buying anything this year. But it was my birthday, so I made an exception and spent those $25 to buy myself a sample set that came with 6 colors. And for this painting, I used just 3 colors, the red, the yellow, and the blue that came in that sample set. And so what you see me here doing is mixing those colors, those 3, red, yellow, and blue, on my palette to create all of these other colors. And I'm an expert at creating mud, so which is why the brown came easy to me. Just mix all the 3 colors and you get mud, right? And I like that you can modify these stamps the way you want. So it doesn't have to be a plain single colored ball. It doesn't have to be a dog with fur, or, you know, just not any spots. I like giving things personality and making them different and unique. So I was able to do that. And the thing about coloring with these Daniel Smith watercolors, so you get a very soft look. It's not the intense look that you get with the Distress Ink re-inkers. If you've also been watercoloring with those, you'll know. Or if you've seen me doing that in previous videos, the look is more soft. The colors blend very, very smoothly and easily. And I love how far they reach into the water. They just, when they spread, I haven't experienced the granulation yet because I haven't bought any of those granulating colors, but I just loved how the color spreads, and it just kind of gives that very soft gradation, that look of blended look without much effort at all. So I really enjoyed coloring, and you know, it's a challenge to color small images. So that's why I used a medium that I'm not very familiar with for this, to see how they would react to a smaller area. And I just love it. You can obviously go in, if you want it to be more intense, the colors, you can always just go in and use less water and add more pigment, more color, and you'll get that intensity. So once the basic beach ball look was done and I got the spots, it was just a matter of mixing, continuing to mix the colors in my palette and picking up the darker bits and adding shadow areas and giving it more depth. And I just use a ballpoint pen to make the eye, so I had some idea of where the eye was. And I did keep the stamp on my side as a reference, because once I start messing around with the face, and you know, I used Gina K's amalgam ink, Warm Glow, to stamp this image on my Arches cold press paper. So once you start watercoloring, that Warm Glow kind of, it's not as faded out as ink on 3's fade out ink, but it is still very, very light, and sometimes it's hard to see the details. So I keep the stamp next to me to make sure that I am not missing some features or whatever. So here's the final image, and I used my Polychromos pencils to just add a little bit more detail. And I used a photograph. This is really what I was excited about, was I used one of my own photographs from Cabo, a beach photograph, and I just used that as my background, and I attached some Duralar on top of it and then adhered the dog that I had painted. Now everything seemed to be like a gold theme, so I thought, why not make the envelope also kind of match with that theme? So I had this paper, printed paper lying around that I cut up and turned into an envelope, and it has very uplifting words, the best is yet to come, and kind of going with the theme of the card, that is hang in there. Now the hang in there sentiment is from another one of Colorado Craft Company's stamps, from the cupcake stamp. But I thought it went well with this, and the idea there really was, I've been pining to go on vacation. We used to go to Cabo every year, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year, and I missed going there. So, and I know a lot of my friends do too. So this is, hang in there. The best is yet to come. We'll get over this. Stay positive. That was the idea I was going with, but it can really be sent to anybody who's kind of down in the slumps and, needs a bit of cheering on. So that's the final card and envelope. For the envelope dog, I just did a gold metallic pen to create that same outline and the same spots. But I love how this all came together. I put some sand texture from Liquitex at the bottom, so you can really feel the beach. And I just love how it just, the photograph and the painting kind of make it wholesome. It's a nice scene. So I hope you'll try something like that and create backgrounds with some photos that you might have taken for a personalized look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.